Welcome back to the Regular People's Podcast. And how are you guys doing? Before we move on with the video, please make sure you like this video. Please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Please make sure that you comment if you are interested in the story. If you don't finish the story, please make sure that you like the video. Anyway, today we're talking more corruption. I mean, no surprises here, right? There's so many corruption in this country. We don't even know where to start. We don't know where to go. But today we're talking about a big one. We're talking about uber rich people taking money from the NLC, money that's meant to benefit the poorest of the poorest in our country. So that's typical South African shit. Rich people stealing from the government, and the government that's supposed to be saving poor people. I mean, we have so many of those stories, but today we are talking about celebrities, people who are in the public space but doing all sorts of things that are illegal. These people are not even afraid. You know, like when you're a celebrity, I feel like you always have to watch how you move because, you know, every little thing can really fuck up your life. But not these people. These people don't care. And what are we talking about today? Really, we're talking about the NLC, National Lottery Commission. National Lottery Commission. So for everyone who's asking themselves, what the fuck is that? That's where the money is. That's the answer. That's where that is. So the National Lottery Commission, I will read this actually so that I don't get anything wrong. It's a National Regulator of Lotteries and Sport Pools. So that's essentially what they do. That's their mandate according to the legislation, Lotteries Amendment Act of 32, 2013. But they also have another function, and that is the function that we are interested in today. But what is this function? So according to their About Us page, they say the National Lotteries Commission serves as a grant funder, providing registered non-profit organizations with funding to establish projects that improve the lives of everyday South Africans. Their granting funding focuses on mainly areas that require enough support to be able to bring growth and change within impoverished communities. The impact of grant funding model is designed in a manner that plays pertinent role in changing people's lives. We as Commission are guided by a strict mandate that governs our operations and helms our model of funding. As you guys heard there, that's one of the other things that they are supposed to do. They are mandated to do by law to help impoverished communities. But that's not exactly what happens because now stories have been coming out. So I believe it was, I don't know exactly when, but the president has signed what we call a proclamation. Proclamation 32. This Proclamation 32 is an SIU proclamation to investigate all the shenanigans at the National Lotteries Commission. And a lot of things have been uncovered, and we are going to cover them here today. But I'm going to focus on elements that involve like popular individuals. This one will involve Pheto, who we know as a popular actor from Tsotsi. Isn't that ironic? So the person who acted Tsotsi might be a Tsotsi, at least according to the SIU. But obviously, these are still mere allegations, but there is prima facie evidence that actually enabled the SIU to seize some of the assets. But yeah, let me give you the details. So a story comes out, or SIU tweets actually on the 4th of November 2022, that they have received the preservation order of the High Court from Pretoria to seize 9 properties in Pretoria, Centurion, Hartbeespoort, and Johannesburg. So they've seized these following properties: a BMW M4, 2 Ocean Basket franchises in the East Rand with a combined value of 25 million. SIU investigators in the affairs of National Lotteries Commission and had revealed that the acquisition of the properties was funded by non-profit organizations with money they received under the auspicious grant funding from the National Lotteries Commission. Luxury properties therefore constitute proceeds of unlawful activities, hence the application for preservation order pending the final determination of the application for the final forfeiture. In terms of the High Court order, which was granted for November, it prohibits and restrains the following people: Pheto, Leslie, and all those others. But that's the person that I really wanted us to focus on. And Pheto has since come out with a statement to say she has no idea what SIU is talking about. But SIU has also come and said, you know what, when we were following the money, the property that she owns, we also found out that it was purchased by one of the non-profit organizations that received the money from NLC. So this is someone who is extremely successful, someone who has played major roles, not just in South Africa, someone who has been all over the world. made enough money, but still somehow she finds themselves in this kind of situations where they might have taken money from the poor. And this is why this country is not continuing, because we have these individuals who are playing the systems. I mean, if you ask actual NPOs, Kokasi, villages, they don't even know about this grant funding that the NLC gives. But these people who have incredible amount of wealth, they still find a way to play the system and make more wealth. And this is at the disadvantage of the very poor people in this country. And whether this will go anywhere, we will see, and I'll keep giving us an update as to what's going on. But this proclamation didn't just stop with Terry Pheto. But again, SIU tweeted today and say, we have, as a result of that proclamation 32 that was granted by the president, we have been continuing with investigation featuring the NLC. And today we found out, we also obtained a preservation order from the High Court of South Africa, Pretoria, to freeze luxury properties, a plot, a portion of a farm that are linked to siphoning of lotteries grant funding meant for community projects. But the person who I want us to focus on, guys, is Mafokate. All these other guys corrupt, yes, but I wanted to talk about Mafokate because he was also actually caught up in this investigation, and we have actually details. Unlike the Terry Pheto story, we don't have details. We just know that the property that she owns might have not been purchased with the money she received from the NLC or a non-profit received from the NLC. But Mafokate himself, here we have details as to what happened with Mafokate's situation. So Mafokate, for those who don't know him, music mogul, extremely rich guy who has had a very successful career, and like I said, I'm going to repeat this, doesn't need to do any of this. Has no reason to do any of this if he actually did. But he actually did do something. We don't know if he's, committed any crimes, and we will find out as the investigation continues. But what did Arthur do? Arthur founded a non-profit organization, and then this non-profit organization submitted an application to the NLC to receive 18 million. And the purpose of this 18 million was for the purpose of assisting unemployed youth in poor and rural areas to gain skills in film and radio and media production. Sounds like a legitimate cause, right? Did that actually happen? We don't know, but we're about to find out. So this application was approved 7 July 2014. 9.3 million, two payments of 9.3 million were paid to this organization. They were done in two installments. Remember, 18.3 million. They wanted 18.6 million. They got 9.3 million times 2, which totals to 18.6 million. So 12 September, Mafokate and NLC representatives signed a grant agreement. So what happens is that you have to sign a grant agreement to say, look, this is what we are going to do. This is the purpose of the funding, and you're getting the funding. So they signed some sort of an agreement. Okay, that happens. Then 999 Music, represented by Mafokate, signed an offer to purchase a property in Midrand. And you might be asking, what does 999 have to do with any of this? 999 is a company belonging to Mafokate. So they are offering to purchase a property, and this happens after they've received that 18 sweet money from NLC. And the property is 7.5 million. So 25 November, Roadshow Marketing transferred 4.4 million into a home loan account. And you might be asking yourself, what is this company, Roadshow Marketing? We've heard about 999. 999 belongs to Arthur. But also we find out that this Roadshow Marketing company, which again is not a non-profit company, not a non-profit organization, or transferred 4.4 million. And where might it be? Where does it take all this money from? We find out that this Roadshow Marketing is a company that is also owned by Arthur. So where did it take the 4.4 million that they transferred into a home loan account? This 4.4 million was received from South African Arts and Development Association, which is the non-profit Arthur that received that 18 million from the NLC. So they get that for 4 million that was meant, remember we said it was meant for assisting unemployment youth in poor and rural areas to gain skills in music, film, radio, but that's not happening, right? They are purchasing a home or they are purchasing a plot. So let's find out what happened. So 4.3 million was transferred from the home loan account into 999 Music account. So you see what happens? They take the money from the NLC through a non-profit which is called South African Arts and Development Association. They take that money, they transfer it into Roadshow Marketing, and then Roadshow Marketing transfers that money to 999 Music. And we said 999 Music made an offer to purchase land, or purchase rather property in Midrand. So 999 Music makes a transfer of 675,000 to a law firm. So what happens when you buy a property? You have to transfer a certain amount to the law firm. So this amount is usually for lawyer fees, usually for transfer fees, usually for all these legalities that you need to, that needs to happen before you can own that property. So roadshow marketing then again transfers 300,000 to the law firm for further legal issues that you need to that you might need the lawyers to take care of. So essentially, this property was bought by 999 Music, a company that is owned by Arthur, and it took the money from Roadshow Marketing, a company that is also owned by Arthur. Roadshow Marketing took the money from NLC, which is National Lotteries Commission. So you can understand, like, there's a whole lot of things that are happening in this country that we are not aware of, but thank God, SIU probably looking into this, and we are finding out that people who do not have to do the things that they are doing, do not have to defraud the government in any way. People who are well off are siphoning ridiculous amount of money from NLC, money that is meant for community projects. These people are taking this money for themselves and starting all sorts of ridiculous projects. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think of this story. I didn't want to make it too long. I hope it wasn't too complicated. And now I got complicated trying to produce this show. But it's been your boy Tapper, and if you like the video, please like, subscribe, and comment below. I'm out.